Okay, in this video I'm going to run through the change order life cycle in Procore. Previously we have gone over how to create a change event. This example is going to assume that you've already received pricing from the subs and you're not going to use the change event tool for receiving requests for proposals from subs that you already have the pricing from the subs. One common mistake is that people go to the change orders tab first to create the first step for a change order. That is incorrect. You want to start at the prime contract tab. So under prime contract, you'll see that additional tabs show up. You want to click on the change orders tab. Now in Procore, there are two levels of change orders. You first have your potential change order, or PCO, and then that rolls up into your final document that you would give to the owner to sign, which is a prime contract change order, or PCCO. All change orders start as a change event, so that can be initiated from the change event tool or by going into the change orders tab and starting a change event. So the change event number is number 10. You want to set the status to open. The type, for this example, we're going to say the owner wants to add a window at the clubhouse. So it's going to be an owner change. So add window at clubhouse. You're going to select the scope. It is out of scope because it is in addition to the contract with the owner. And you can select your change reason, which is client request. In the description area, you can type in any description you want. I'm going to leave it basic, add window at clubhouse. At this point, you do not necessarily need to attach any files to the change event, nor do you need to fill out any of the scope estimate items since we already have pricing from the subs. So you want to create the change event to move on to the next step. This brings up the change event window. Since we're not, in this case, using the scope estimate or request for quotes portions to send out for pricing, since we've already received that, we want to scroll down to the prime PCO portion and create a prime PCO from the change event. In this window, you do not have to fill anything out because all this will be edited later on. So you just want to click on Create Prime PCO. Okay, so once that is created, you navigate back to the Prime Contract tab. Click on the Change Orders tab. And your first potential change order will be listed. At this point, you want to edit that potential change order to finish entering in the information. So this is PCO number 1. The title is automatically entered. The status is pending in review. Change is client requested. You can add additional description here if you would like. Now under the request received from, you want to make sure to enter in your owner or the main construction manager that you'll be submitting this change order to. In this case, we have a fake owner set up. You can set your schedule impact and then also a location if needed. In this case, it's the clubhouse, and reference information. You would also want to attach, if needed, any subcontractor proposals or any additional information at this point. You can upload from your computer, or if you want to select a photo or drawing from Procore, you can do so. Okay, so the next step would be to save this PCO. So that will initiate these additional tabs underneath potential change order number 1. To add in the cost data, you want to click on Schedule of Values. And then you want to edit the schedule of values. So for this change, we'll have multiple subs involved. First one would be our window supplier. and then type as materials, and then you put in the amount received and click add. You would also add in your drywall contractor, your painter, multiple different items. I'm going to add in one more first just to keep it simple. So all of the different schedule of value items will compound here to your grand total. If your financial markup has not been set, you can also put in your KWA fee as a line item at the bottom, and then you would add in, let's change that to 10%. So we're going to make that $45, and that would then add down at the bottom. If your cost codes have been set up like they should, you should have a fee line item that you can select from, though that has not been set up in the Sandbox test project. So you'd want to make sure to cost code that to your fee or contingency line. So at this point, now that all the cost data has been entered in, you want to save into email. So this notifies the owner that the potential change order is ready for their review. So you want to send this to the owner, and this will send him, along with anyone you want to copy, a notification that the potential change order is ready for their review. You can type anything you want in the email body, then you want to send that email to notify them. Now the owner will need to be educated on how to get to the change order tab, because they are allowed to come in and edit the change order to an approved status on their own if they would like. You can also bring this up during an owner meeting, or if or any other meeting with the owner, and have them log in and click on the approved status once they're okay with that potential change order. At that point, you want to hit save. So once your potential change order has been created, you want to go back to your change orders tab, and then you want to create your prime contract change order, which will be the document that's actually sent for signature. So to do that, you click on the Create Prime Contract Change Order button. This will be PCCO number 1. To add Windows Clubhouse, you're going to set the status to pending in review. You can set a due date for when you need an answer. You want to set your designated reviewer as the owner. Now here's a good place if you have multiple PCOs. You can list them out with any additional descriptions as you please. The most important step is under potential change orders. You want to link the potential change orders you want involved with this prime contract change order. You may have multiple PCOs that are part of one potential prime contract change order. If you want them all to roll up, you can select all the different multiple options will show up in this drop down. You can attach any additional files also. So if your owner is okay for you to email them the change order document, you can hit create an email that will send them the final change order with the signature fields. In this case, we're going to assume that this needs to be printed, and so we're just going to create this change order. So once the change order has been created and you want to print it, you go up to the top right and you want to export data as PDF. And you'll see that it prints out the final change order document with all the information. It will list out the PCOs with the total amounts. And then at the bottom it will also list out an itemized copy of each PCO and what's involved with signature block, and you can print from here.